actually chose the absolute worst day to film because it's actually raining a little bit outside, but I think it's okay. I wanted to make a video just because throughout my process of making a portfolio, there wasn't really many videos out there that could really help me on what an accepted portfolio really looks like. So hopefully this video, for anybody who's applying to art school for a graphic design major, hopefully you would know what art schools are kind of looking for. I applied as an undergraduate graphic design major for the BFA. So with my portfolio, I opened with a product design called Sama Sama, and this was more to show off my cultural identity. I wanted to show that I think about product design in a 3D sense. I wanted to show my technical skills. It's actually a Filipino meal kit. I was kind of imagining like some sort of single New York student who's like away from home, kind of craving some Filipino food or whatever, and I decided to create this because I was like, oh, what if they can somehow buy this and then feel closer to home. I showed a lot of my initial sketches. Art schools really want to see your process. They want to know exactly how you got to where you went, so even if your sketches look really bad, I highly suggest that you put them in there. Then after my logo design, I went to my initial sketches for the actual box itself. I took a lot of inspiration from Filipino symbols and motifs and like tattoo designs and whatnot. And then I designed the sleeve, and then it came to the actual designing and the application. If you're doing a product design for graphic design, I highly suggest that you put like some sort of butterfly, for lack of better words, of your design. Art schools want to see that you think in 3D and that they know that you know how to apply your designs to real life. So after my Filipino food design, I decided to do another product design, and for this company I decided to go with Me Plus Tea. And the reasoning behind this one was to connect me a little bit more to my mother, because in my culture we actually opt for coffee a lot more. So I decided the product design, I decided to just do this little tea packaging. And again, I started with logo sketches, then I went to sketches for package design, and then soon I went to application. Another thing I wanted to note is the photography of your products. If you're doing something 3D that you can actually hold, I highly suggest that you take good pictures as best as you can with the best lighting that you possibly could. Thankfully I had resources. My teacher allowed me to borrow his camera and a white backdrop, but I'm pretty sure you can get away with just taking pictures using your phone and getting like a white poster at home and then doing it like by a window, I guess. So yeah, you want to take really good pictures of your products. Show the best that you can. So next piece that I wanted to show was a typeface actually. This was probably one of the most fun things I've ever done. So I actually started with a bunch of key lines, and I cut them up and I put them in the oven and I dried them for a little bit, and I organized them into letters. And the reasoning behind using like little key lines was because in the Philippines we have something similar called calamansi, and it's used for a lot of things like face stuff, juice and stuff. So again, I wanted to reiterate that my cultural identity is very important to me, so I wanted to show that through a typeface. The next piece was a book cover spread. So I have an opportunity to be able to bring light to suicide prevention at my school. I decided to create a book that I'm currently in the process of designing, but at the time I only had the front and back cover done, so I just decided to showcase that. In my description, I really wanted to talk about how this project includes a typeface that I also designed for it. So the front that says "Don't Suffer in Silence," the title of the book, I designed that typeface. And suicide prevention, again, it's you want to show that you care about certain issues and how you're going to use your creativity to bring light to those issues that you care about. So suicide prevention just happened to be something very important to me. Alright, that was a lot of talking. So I started bringing a lot more personal pieces after the book cover spread of Don't Suffer in Silence. So I wanted to start off with my mother. So the title of this piece is I Am a Mother. My mom is like one of the biggest role models in my life, so naturally I felt like, oh my gosh, I should probably include her in my portfolio. Again, it shows that you can apply life to your drawings, your artwork, your designs. You actually have meaning into what you create. So this was a lot more personal. The piece says, "Higit sa lahat, mas de todo, more than all." So I put it in the 3 languages I know, which is Tagalog, Spanish, and English. And the whole piece translates to "more than all, I am a mother," and that basically best represents my mom. I wanted to reflect her simplicity and virtue in a very simple handwritten font that I used. I wrote it myself. I wanted to reflect how calm and soft of a person she is. The next piece I did, well, more like series because there's 2 pictures in here. It's called Papa's Love. So the way that my father shows his love is through action, and I wanted to portray how he shows his love. So he actually drives me around everywhere because he knows that I like to hang out with people, I like to go places, so he just always tells me, just tell me where you want to go, I'll take you there. So I wanted to show that. So I used pictures that I took on our car rides, and I went ahead and wrote a couple quotes that he usually speaks to me with. So yeah, a very intimate piece as well. For this next piece, I titled it Personified Perfection. One of the biggest artists that I take inspiration from is actually Barbara Kruger. I don't know, I really like her work. So I wanted to take inspiration from her style of doing like monochrome stuff and then using red words that kind of like stand out from that monochrome, if that makes sense. I wanted to bring light to my perfectionism inside of me. I don't know, I'm pretty sure other people struggle with it, but I felt like at the time I felt like I use the word "you strive for perfection" kind of in the point of view of my perfectionism, to create some sort of intimacy between the person who's reading my work and my thoughts. I don't know. Sounds weird, but my last piece was actually a series of my self-portrait, but broken up into 3 separate pictures, if that makes sense. So, I'm not really sure if they have it now, but I believe 2 years ago, around 2020 era, I looked on ArtCenter's website, and there was this challenge where you create a self-portrait doing whatever, and I was like, I should probably do a self-portrait, even though that this entire portfolio represents me. I was like, just throw my face in there. I actually did the languages in a specific order. I did it in English, Tagalog, and then finished it off with Spanish, and that's representative of the order I learned my languages in. I learned English first, then I learned Tagalog, and then I learned Spanish at school. Yes, I speak a decent amount of Spanish. Not that you were wondering, but I don't know. Just felt like throwing it out there. So the first picture says, some days I feel lost. Second picture says, baka okay lang. And that translates to maybe it's okay. The last picture says, siempre encuentro mi camino. And that translates to, I always find my way. And I felt like putting my self-portrait in the back at the end of my portfolio really just tied everything together, everything in my portfolio together, to show that even though some days I may feel lost, I always find my way. My cultural identity ties me back down. My connection with my family ties me back down. I feel like the order that you put your pieces in your portfolio, it should probably make sense, almost like it's telling a story. Like for me, I opened with my culture, and I ended with how my culture keeps me grounded when I'm lost. So I don't know if that helps, but yeah. I think the key takeaways that I want people to know is, one, it's all about presentation. If you can, I highly suggest you take a very good amount of time just figuring out how you want to present your work, because again, you want to show your best works, you want to show that you're organized, you want to show that you're actually thinking about presenting to a series of professionals, almost like you're doing a job interview. Do a lot of work that best represents you as a person. I know it's kind of difficult, but making a portfolio takes a lot of like self-reflection, and art schools really want to know that you can apply the art you make to your own life, to show how you view the world, how you view your own situations. And then 3, just honestly have fun with it. Like, portfolio work, it is kind of stressful, but it doesn't have to be. If you know exactly what you want to do, if you know exactly how you're going to execute it, I think it could be a really fun process. If you are applying to art school, good luck. If you're just watching for fun, I don't know, I hope you enjoyed, I guess. But yeah, good luck to all you future applicants, and I really hope that this video helped.